Valuable members of the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry and the Directorate General of State Hydraulic Works, I'd like to greet you all wholeheartedly with love and affection.
Kamu ve özel sektörümüz tarafından yapımı tamamlanan hidroelektrik santrallerimizin
on the occasion of the opening ceremony of 34 hydroelectric power plants, which have been constructed with the partnership of public and private sector, we have come together. Water is one of the most important resources for life. For a sustainable environment, for economic development, the water resources are indispensable and they do prevent drought and poverty. From the smallest one to the biggest one, the water is the lifeblood of every living organism, so we should really know the value of each drop of water. In addition to all of those, the water is used in many sectors, from transportation to tourism, all the way to transportation. It has such a high economic value. The developments in the technology and the increasing level of population, energy is needed the more, and one of the most important resources of energy is water, of course. Natural gas, coal and oil is used extravagantly, and unlike all of those, water is a renewable energy resource. The fossil fuels are also leading to air pollution all the way to the climate change. As a result, those fossil fuels are leading to many problems. The discussions about the climate change shows us the importance of clean and renewable energy sources, and their importance are increasing every passing day. Our greatest asset when it comes to the renewable energy production is our water resources. The geography that we are located in brings along many advantages to us. Electricity production from water will not lead to environment pollution, and it will not distort the quality of water as well. The dams constructed for hydroelectric power can be used for irrigation and also fishing purposes. For a country like Turkey, who has limited resources, by making use of the water for electricity production, our money will stay inside of our country, and that money will be used for critical investments, which of course would be as important as other matters. As we have come to power, we have initiated the mobilization of investing in hydroelectric power plants. In addition to General Directorate of the State Hydraulic Works, we promoted and encouraged the private sector to invest in the construction of electric power plants. Ulusu, Veysel, Eroğlu, Deriner, Ermenek, Borçka, Batman, and Obruk hydroelectric power plants with such a high level of capacity has been brought to our country. Approximately 1.9 billion kilowatt hours of electricity will be produced in our Yusufeli Dam, and the Yusufeli Dam is almost at the level of completion. In order to make use of our hydroelectric potential, we have opened the path for the investments of our private sector in 2003, so we have taken an historical step. So in a short time frame, we have increased our hydroelectric potential by 2.5 times. So we have increased the level of production from 44 billion kilowatt hours to 110 billion kilowatts per hour. So at the moment, 1/3 of our installed capacity is comprised of hydroelectric power plants. In another saying, every one lamp out of third their electricity comes from our water resources. Distinguished guests, Today, the Republic of Turkey ranks at the 9th place when it comes to its hydroelectric power, and today we will be carrying out the opening ceremony of another 34 hydroelectric power plants. Via public-private partnership, the hydroelectric power plants will be operational in 20 different provinces, and it will have the installed capacity of 653 kilowatts hour capacity, and it will have the capacity of 2.3 billion kilowatts per hour of production. The investment of all those hydroelectric power plants is 16 billion Turkish lira, so it will contribute to the national economy by 2 billion 700 million Turkish lira. So the return of investment will be materialized within 6 years, and all those hydroelectric power plants later on will continue to contribute economically to our national economy, of course. Within the last 20 years, along with the opening ceremonies of those that we will be commissioning today, we have completed the construction of a total number of 605 hydroelectric power plants, thereby increasing the number to the level of 730. Before we came to office, I once again would like to remind that the number of the hydroelectric power plants in Turkey was 125 only. In addition to the ones who are used for irrigation and potable water, the total number of our dams reached to 930 already. The total water storage capacity of our country increased over the level of 180 billion cubic meters. So thanks to that, even in the roughest times, we have no problems whatsoever in terms of having access to water. Of course, the majority of the dams which we have constructed are also used for providing potable water to our cities and provinces. We have increased the number of our facilities to the level of 370 already. So in another saying, 4.9 billion cubic meters of safe, healthy and potable water can be provided to our citizens thanks to our investments. I always stated that water is civilization. If you have water, then it means that you are civilized. If you don't have water, then it means that you are not civilized person at all. So we even went beyond the borders of our country, and we have also planted the pipelines under the sea level, and we have provided potable water all the way to the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. So we didn't only articulate words, but we have carried out many works. And we have increased the number of river reclamation activities from 5,000 to 10,200 already, thereby protecting our rivers and our lands. We have increased the irrigable lands to 6.85 billion hectares, and we have also speeded up the GAP project. 8 dams and 25 irrigation facilities will be completed under the Silvan project, which is an integral and indispensable part of GAP project. After the Atatürk Dam, Silvan Dam will be the second greatest dam in our country, so it will start to collect water and produce energy, of course. Babakaya Tunnel, first tube, will see the light as the end of this year. Within the scope of this project, the other dams and the irrigation facilities will be constructed swiftly. So we will be able to irrigate 2,350,000 hectares of land area, and we will therefore provide employment opportunities to 305,000 people. So we are committed to complete all those projects. Distinguished guests, as you can see, we are making use of the limited water resources of our country in the most efficient way possible, and we have made the necessary investments in order to make use of them efficiently. As the signs and indications of climate change are seen much clearly, the importance of all those investments will be comprehended much better. As Mevlana Rumi said, the wise men will make masterpieces in this world. The one without a masterpiece will disappear in the wind. So we convey our messages to the whole world through our masterpieces and projects. So we are very ambitious with our projects, of course. Within the last 20 years, we have carried out the works of a century, but as we have carried out all those masterpieces, in our hearts lie the greater projects, from education to health, from security to industry, from energy to transportation. In every field, we have remarkably developed our infrastructure. So right now, we will be focusing on our main targets, of course. So we will be working in order to realize our vision of 2053. 11 years ago, we have shared our targets for 2023, and they were the ones who were sneering at us and attacking us by scoffing. So, as we have articulated the vision of 2053, we continue to set forth the concrete aims of this vision, and we are again encountered with similar attitudes and approaches. Every gain that Turkey obtains is interpreted as a sledgehammer on its head, and they are the ones who are trying to present all those success stories as if they were trivial gains, and we sadly follow all those messages. There are the ones who are unfortunately so pathetic that they are even dreaming for the collapse of their own nation. I wonder whether there are any other countries like this. Dear brothers and sisters, the 18th of March Çanakkale Bridge, as we have initiated this project, they made fun of us, they mocked with us, and they said that this project will not be realized at all. Dear brothers and sisters, according to them, this project wouldn't have been realized because the distance between the two towers is indeed unique in the world. I mean, we have constructed such a bridge, the 18th of March Çanakkale Bridge. Of course, they cannot comprehend such a project. I mean, we have waited days when need be. But right now, you can cross this region within 6 minutes. We have done the same thing in Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge, and we have done the same thing in Şanlıurfa Adıyaman Bridge as well.
Bunlar kalkacak da Şanlıurfa ile Adıyaman'ı
Well, do you think that they could have constructed Şanlıurfa Adıyaman Nisipi Bridge? Of course not, because when you say civilization, they immediately think of Istanbul, Izmir and Ankara. But what did we say as we set foot on this journey? Whatever the West has the east and the southeastern provinces of Turkey would have the same thing.
Eğitimden sağlığa
From
hepsinde
education
olacak.
to health, whatever the West has, we said the east and southeastern provinces would have the same thing. Did we construct universities in 81 of our provinces? Yes, we did. So, do we have universities in all of our 81 cities? Yes, we do. So they criticized us, saying that why do we need so many universities?
Üniversiteye çıktık.
So we have increased the number of our universities from 76 to 208. So all of our provinces right now
Yahu bizim
have
derdimiz
universities. At the end of the
tarihteki
day,
yavrumuzu
we are concerned with the fact that we shouldn't make our
profesörlerimizi,
sons and
doçentlerimizi
daughters to
oralara taşımak.
come from Hakkari all the way to Istanbul. We are trying to bring all our professors and associate professors from Istanbul to Hakkari instead.
Tatlı ses bir gün dedi de Şanlıurfa ile ilgili. Yani
Mr. Tatlıses once said,
vardı da biz gitmedik mi? Şimdi
there
biz
wasn't
de
Oxford in Şanlıurfa, and do you think that that's why we
ta
didn't go to
Hakkari'ye
university?
kadar
So we have brought all the universities to Hakkari and Şırnak provinces. So all those provinces have universities. Ağrı, Kars, whatever province you can think of, we have universities, right? Yes, we do. And all those universities have all those professors. And this indeed shows one thing. This is how you become civilized, and this is what the modernization is, and this is how you reach to the contemporary age, and this is how you fight for modernization and civilization.
Şimdi değerli kardeşlerim,
Dear brothers and sisters,
küresel sistemin işte Ankaralılar coştu.
well, the citizens of Ankara is excited a lot.
Şimdi küresel sistemin sağlıktan ekonomiye
From health to economy, what I'm going to say is quite interesting. I mean, we construct city hospitals, right?
malum
So, as you know,
şehir hastanesini
we have opened the first city hospital in Ankara. It provides service already. So, within 1 or 2 months of a time frame, we will be opening the second city hospital in Ankara. And
Ankara sahip oluyor. Arkada
thanks to
Kocaeli
that,
geliyor.
the Ankara will have 2 city hospitals. Later, it will be followed by Kocaeli and Izmir. So, consecutively, we will construct all those city hospitals. So, we can do this. So, rather than articulating words, we fulfill all those projects and we do business.
Kardeşlerim, tarımdan istihdama.
Dear brothers and sisters, from agriculture to employment, let me say you one more thing.
Marketlerde benim vatandaşımı dara sokanlar.
The ones who are
tarım
trying to
kooperatifleri talimatı aldı.
put pressure on my citizens in the market. So the agriculture cooperatives received the order.
Bunu baştan.
When it comes to the
Bu sabah
meat, the ship meat, there will be a reduction by 20%
konuştu.
in the
Bakanım da
prices
gerekenleri konuştu.
when it comes to the lamb prices. So, in addition to that,
%30-35 gibi bir indirimle onların da satışına başlayacağız.
we will be starting selling the meat products with an additional 30 or 35% of reduction in the prices.
Geçerli değil. Mesela
Of course,
bizim memlekette Karadeniz
lamb is not produced everywhere. For example,
büyükbaş makbuldür.
in the Black Sea region, people
Tabii büyük
prefer
kesiminden artık kuşbaşıydı,
consuming
büftekti, pirzolaydı vesaire. Bunu piyasaya sürdüğümüzde
cow meats and cattles. So when we put them to the market and when there is a discount by
alışacak.
10 or 15%, then our citizens will, start consuming it as well. And this will also make sure that the ones who are trying to manipulate the markets coming to their senses. Of course, the agricultural cooperatives have the shops, 1,300 of them. Of course, the private sector has thousands of shops, but as the agricultural cooperatives, we will provide those discounts. And when it comes to sugar, flour, sunflower, olive oil, so for all those products, the agricultural credit cooperative will provide discounts because 1,000, maybe 2,000 different types of products are sold via agricultural credit cooperatives. So for all those products, we will provide a discount. So the agricultural credit cooperatives will not be working for profit, so they will protect our citizens.
Ve şimdi Tarım Kredi Kooperatifi de bu amaçla çalışmalarını hızlandıracak.
And of course, the agricultural credit cooperative will speed up its works in line with those developments.
Tabii tüm bu tablonun gerisinde,
Of course,
asırlık eser ve hizmetleri gerçekleştirdiği
behind this picture,
özgüven var.
we have, of course, the self-confidence, thanks to the fact that we have completed all those projects within 20 years. In the Black Sea region, we have explored the natural gas resources. When we start extracting the natural gas from this region, you will see that the whole parameters will be changing in the region. What did we do yesterday? From Mersin Taşucu port, we sent our Abdülhamit Han drilling ship to its working place. But Greece is bothered a lot. And they ask, what does Erdoğan do? Erdoğan does his own duty. And this ship is unique. It is such a unique drilling ship in the world. For many years, we couldn't hire drilling ships even if we pay for it, but right now we have 4 drilling ships and we have 2 seismic exploration ships. So right now we are strong. We are strong. Dear youngsters, we will stand firm. But we will not get stubborn. And we should never forget one thing. We will never stop. There is no rest for the weary. So thanks to God, we have constructed all those venues, all those halls. Why did we do this? Did Ankara have such a venue? We have constructed the Presidential Symphony Orchestrate hall. They were so-called civilized people. Why didn't they construct such kind of venues and concert halls? We have constructed all those places in Istanbul and Ankara. They stated that they are for culture and art. Why didn't they construct all those buildings? So as you can see, this hall is always busy. From the art programs to such kind of meetings as we are in right now, we organize all of those meetings. Last night we have hosted the president of the Slovenia, and I have shown all those places from the balcony to him, and he
Hayran oldum.
congratulated me.
Değerli kardeşlerim, şimdi hemen yan tarafta ne var? Cumhurbaşkanlığı kütüphanesi var.
And next to this, we have the
Kitap kapasitesi
presidential library. And the book capacity of this library is 5 million, but right now we don't have 5 million books, but we have 2.5 million books. And the library is open 24 hours. Anyone who would like to visit this library can have, soup, tea, cake free of charge.
ve ben de iftihar ediyorum. Niye iftihar ediyorum?
And I am proud with it. I am proud on behalf of my nation.
Ve bu kadar modern, dünyada özel bir proje çalışmasıyla
So,
burayı yaptırdık.
thanks to this special project, we have constructed this library, and
Ülkemize.
such a magnificent masterpiece has been brought to Ankara, to our nation. It doesn't matter who comes, whether they are foreigners or Turkish people.
Kim gelirse bize şunu söylüyor. Ya bu projeyi bize de verir misiniz?
Whoever visits here, they would
Yeter siz de ülkenizde yapın.
ask from us to share this project with us. I mean, of course, we can share this project. At the end of the day, they would ask where do we found this project, and later on they will, of course, when asked, answer that this project comes from Turkey. Atatürk Culture Center in Taksim district in Istanbul, isn't it beautiful? Yes, it is.
Harbiye'deki kongre merkezi.
Likewise, Harbiye Congress Center. Don't you think that it is such a beautiful place? So,
20 yılda bizim kazandırdığımız
all those buildings, all those masterpieces
altyapı, üst yapı, bütün
provide the infrastructure for the art performances and cultural events.
Bay Kemal
We
gibi
didn't
musluk açma
stand
törenleri
idle.
yapmadık
We
ya.
didn't
Biz
carry
böyle
out
yaptık.
the facade opening ceremonies like Mr. Kemal did. We have constructed all those buildings, and we have carried out and materialized all those
Bir de
projects.
Kağıthane'de temel atmama töreni yapıyorlar.
And they are also not carrying out
Aman yarabbim.
any opening ceremonies in Kağıthane district. I mean,
Güneş ve rüzgar gibi yenilenebilir enerji kaynaklarını tüm
the renewable energy sources like the solar power and wind is promoted by us. So we are opting for the development strategy based on the current account surplus, export, employment, and production. So this strategy is the right strategy, as we have seen it many times through the economic developments unfolding. At the end of the day, our business world is really important for us. Anyone who is putting a brick onto another brick will be crowned by us. Anyone who is working for this nation will be the crown on our heads, of course. May 34 hydroelectric power plants, whose opening ceremony we will carry out today, be auspicious for our country.
Maşallah. Yaptıkları yatırımlarla ülkemize katkı sağlayan girişimcilerimizi gönülden tebrik
I
ederim.
congratulate all our entrepreneurs with the contributions they have provided to our country. I once again greet you all with love and respect. May you all stay healthy and safe.
Başkanımıza hitaplarından dolayı şükranlarımızı ve saygılarımızı arz ediyoruz ve zat-ı devletlerini bir müddet daha sahnede misafir etmek isteriz. Öncesinde canlı bağlantılarımız, sonra hediye ve daha sonrasında da toplu açılış törenimiz için efendim. Değerli konuklarımız, şimdi Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımıza canlı bağlantılarımızla refakat etmek üzere Tarım ve Orman Bakanımızı bir kez daha sahneye davet ediyoruz. Buyursunlar Sayın Bakanım. Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımız, efendim şimdi yüksek müsaadelerinizle iki farklı noktaya canlı bağlantı gerçekleştiriyoruz. İlk bağlantı noktamız Muş Alparslan 2 Barajı ve hidroelektrik santrale bağlanıyoruz. Karşımızda Muş Valimiz Sayın İlker Gündüzöz bulunmakta. Arz ederim Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım, Sultan Alparslan diyarı Muş ilinden
His Excellency Mr. President, from the lands of Sultan Alparslan, from Muş, we extend our respects.
7,5 milyar liralık
His Excellency Mr. President, this project is having the value of 7.5 billion Turkish liras, and it will collect 2.5 billion cubic meters of water, and it will have the 280 megawatts of installed capacity, and on an annual basis it will produce 70 gigawatts per hour.
sağlayacak.
His distinguished governor,
Şimdi biz şöyle bir zoomlayalım.
let's zoom in.
Buyurun efendim.
Alparslan
Let's
iki
zoom
barajını
in and
Ankara'dan bir görelim.
let's see Alparslan, the second dam from Ankara.
Herhalde konuşmaktan çok bunlar daha güzel değil mi?
I believe it's much better to see the project rather than hearing the words.
İşte bu ovalar kupkuruydu.
So all those plains were dry, but right now, thanks to
Artık bambaşka oldu.
Sultan Alparslan second dam, all those
Su hayattır be.
plains are looking much more different. At the end of the day, the water is life and water is civilization. That's what we see here.
Buyur bakalım.
Governor, please go
Şu
ahead.
anda kordela elinizde.
You have the ribbon
Arkadaşlar yanınızda.
at your hands, you have our friends next to you, you have the scissors. Please go ahead.
Ya Allah, ya Bismillah.
In the name of Allah, the merciful, the compassionate, may it be auspicious.
Efendim böylelikle Muş Alparslan 2 barajımız hayırlı uğurlu olsun diyoruz.
Evet, şimdi de Gür
So right
Suyu
now,
bir barajı
we will be connecting with Gürsu 1 dam and the opening ceremony of hydroelectric power plant. We will connect with Eskişehir, Erol Ay Yıldız,
Doktor Nabi Avcı,
Professor Dr. Nabi Avcı, Harun Karaca, Metun Nuru Sazak, and Zihni Çalışkan will be with us.
önce bir zoomlayalım
So let's zoom in
ve Gür Suyu bir barajını
and
hidroelektrik santralini Ankara'dan izleyelim.
let's watch the hydroelectric power plant Gürsuit Dam from Ankara.
Şöyle biraz geniş alalım. Gür Suyu
So
bir barajını
let's zoom out a little bit and let's see all the details of Gürsuit Dam from Ankara.
Evet. Sayın Valim,
Yes, distinguished governor, you have the microphone, you have the
önünüzde
scissors, the ribbon is in front of
Ya
you.
Allah,
In the name of
Bismillah
Allah,
diyelim.
the most merciful and the most compassionate.
Makaslar bugünün anısına sizde hatıra olarak kalacak.
So you will keep the scissors as a memory of today.
Efendim çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Hayırlı uğurlu olsun diyoruz.
Thank you very much. May it be auspicious.
Efendim şimdi toplu açılışımız için Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımıza refakat etmek üzere bakanlarımızı, Sayın Valimizi, Cumhurbaşkanı Yardımcımızı, eski bakanlarımızı, DSİ Genel Müdürümüzü, Cumhurbaşkanlığı İdari İşler Başkanımızı sahneye davet ediyoruz. Ve dua içinde Diyanet İşleri Başkanımız Profesör Doktor Sayın Ali Erbaş hocamızı sahneye davet ediyoruz. Buyursunlar hocam.
Allah büyüktür.
God is
Evet,
great.
Çekya Büyükelçimizi de sahneye davet ediyoruz.
We also invite the ambassador of Czechia to the stage, please.
آمين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين. سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك ويسر علينا خزائن فضلك وكرمك وعلمك يا أكرم الأكرمين ويا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم يا مفتح الأبواب افتح لنا خير الباب. Ya İlahel Alemin ve ya Erhamer Rahimin, sana sonsuz hamd ediyoruz, şükrediyoruz. Bugün burada ülkemiz için güzel eserler açıyoruz. Bu eserleri ülkemiz için, milletimiz için hayırlı mübarek eyle ya Rabbi. Ya Rabbel Alemin, sen buyuruyorsun ki Kur'an-ı Azimüşşan'da Estaizu billah ve enzelna minel mu'sirati ma'en seccaca linukhrice bihi habben ve nebata ve cennetin elfafa. Sadakallahul azim. Bahçeler, bağlar, sebzeler, meyveler, tahıllar çıkarmak için yağmur yüklü bulutlardan şırıl şırıl sular indirdik buyuruyorsun. Ya İlahel Alemin, sana sonsuz hamd ediyoruz. İndirmiş olduğun suları milletimiz için, insanlık için en güzel bir şekilde kullanmayı bizlere nasip eyle Allah'ım. İsraf etmekten bizleri muhafaza eyle Allah'ım. Ya İlahel Alemin, Peygamber Efendimiz Hazreti Muhammed Mustafa Aleyhissalatu Vesselam Efendimiz'e ashabtan birisi geliyor. Ya Resulallah, en hayırlı sadaka nedir buyuruyor. Peygamber Efendimiz en hayırlı sadaka suyu olmayanlara su ikram etmek, onlara su ulaştırmak buyuruyor. Ya İlahel Alemin, yapmış olduğumuz barajlarla, hidroelektrik santralleriyle nice canlılara su getirmeyi bizlere nasip ettin. Nice kurak tarlalarımızı sulamayı bizlere mümkün kıldın. Sana sonsuz hamd ediyoruz, şükrediyoruz. Hamdimizi, şükrümüzü kabul eyle Allah'ım. Milletimizi, devletimizi susuz bırakma Allah'ım. Yağmur yüklü bulutlarından, şırıl şırıl sulardan bizleri mahrum eyleme Allah'ım. Kurtları, kuşları, canlıları mahrum eyleme Allah'ım. Ya İlahel Alemin, kuraklıktan, kıtlıktan sana sığınıyoruz. Her türlü afetten, felaketten sana sığınıyoruz. Bizleri, milletimizi, devletimizi muhafaza eyle Allah'ım. Ya Rabbel Alemin, bu hidroelektrik santrallerinin, bu güzel eserlerin yapılmasında emeği olan tüm kullarından razı ol Allah'ım. Onların amel defterlerinde kendileri için sadakayı cariye olarak karşılarına çıkarmayı nasip eyle Allah'ım. Ya Rabbel Alemin, bizleri, milletimizi, birliğimizi, beraberliğimizi daim eyle Allah'ım. Devletimize, milletimize göz diken hainlere, düşmanlara fırsat verme Allah'ım. Kâfe-i ehli iman ve ehli İslam ervahı için, cümle geçmişlerimizin ruhları için, hayırların fethi, şerlerin defi için, Allah rızası için El Fatiha.
Evet. Şimdi yüklenici firma olarak da
So, as the
şu anda önümüzde
contracting
Yusufeli
company, I
Barajı'nın da inşallah kısa bir zamanda açılışı
also
olacak. Yusufeli
would like to state that the Yusufeli Dam will be opened very soon. So, as the contracting company of Yusufeli Dam, I would like to invite the representatives of Limak Group to the stage, please.
Evet Nihat Bey şöyle. Nihat Bey sizi Diyanet İşleri Başkanımın yanına alayım.
Mr. Nihat, let me take you next to the Director of Religious Affairs. Ebru, you can stand next to Mr. Wahid. Is Sezai with us?
Şimdi makasları bugünün hatırasına
So we will keep the scissors as memorabilia from today. The ones who are
kordeleyle beraber
cutting the ribbon will keep the scissors.
gel. Bir makasta
Take one scissors yourself.
hazır mıyız?
Are we ready?
Makaslar bugünün hatırasına kordeleyi kesenlerde kalacak.
So the ones who are cutting the ribbon will keep the scissors
Milletimize
as a small memory from today. May all
hayırlı olmasını
the masterpieces be auspicious for our country, for our nation.
makas getirin makas. Ben de şöyle aranıza geçeyim.
I'll go in between you, so we will keep the scissors as a small memory from today. Kids, do not cut the ribbon before I say Bismillah.
Çocuklar sesiniz az çıktı.
Are we ready? Yes.
Ya Allah.
In the name of Allah, the merciful, the compassionate.
Efendim böylelikle Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan 34 adet hidroelektrik santralinin açılışını kurdele kesmek suretiyle gerçekleştirmiş olup milletimizin, ülkemizin hizmetine sunmuşlardır. Bu eserlerin milletimize, ülkemize hayırlı uğurlu olmasını Allah'tan niyaz ediyoruz. Ve böylelikle 34 adet hidroelektrik santral açılış törenimizin sonuna gelmiş bulunmaktayız. Programımızı teşrifleriyle bizleri onurlandırmış olan başta Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan ve siz saygıdeğer konuklarımıza, misafirlerimize şükranlarımızı sunuyor ve zat-ı devletlerini saygılarımızla uğurluyoruz efendim.